When most people hear the name BYD, the first thought that comes to mind is usually, oh, that's the Chinese battery company. And sure, that perception isn't completely wrong. BYD's origins are deeply tied to battery technology, and their innovations in that field are remarkable. But in 2025, if you still think of BYD as just a battery company, then you're underestimating one of the most disruptive and influential companies of our time. Because today, BYD isn't only redefining the electric vehicle landscape, it's reshaping entire industries, from public transportation to semiconductors, from energy storage to even urban rail systems. This isn't just a car company anymore. This is a mobility and energy powerhouse, and the deeper you look, the more fascinating the story becomes. To understand their journey, let's start with the rise. In just a few short years, BYD has gone from being a regional electric vehicle player to the world's best-selling electric car company, surpassing Tesla in quarterly deliveries. Their market capitalization has skyrocketed, placing them among the most valuable automakers in the world. But what makes their ascent remarkable is that it wasn't built on hype alone. It was powered by vertical integration, aggressive innovation, and relentless execution at a global scale. Most headlines focus on BYD's car sales and their battery dominance, but the real story lies in the company's ecosystem. Unlike most automakers who depend heavily on third-party suppliers, BYD has spent years quietly building an empire where almost every critical component is produced in-house. They don't just assemble cars. They design semiconductors, build their own electric motors, develop their own platforms, and even construct urban transportation systems. Think of BYD less as a traditional car maker and more as a fully integrated mobility conglomerate. At the center of this strategy is vertical integration. While many automakers outsource their most important technologies, BYD has insisted on controlling its supply chain from top to bottom. This gives them massive advantages in cost efficiency, product control, and innovation speed. A perfect example of this was seen during the global chip shortage. While other automakers were forced to halt production lines, BYD kept building cars without disruption because they were making their own chips. And this brings us to one of BYD's most overlooked strengths, semiconductors. They're not dabbling in chips, they're manufacturing them at scale. Their semiconductor division produces critical components like IGBTs, or insulated gate bipolar transistors, which are the beating heart of an electric vehicle. These chips regulate how energy flows between the battery and the motor, making them essential for performance and efficiency. By controlling this technology, BYD isn't just cutting costs. They're also pushing innovation faster, giving themselves a level of independence that very few automakers in the world can claim. Of course, no story about BYD is complete without mentioning the Blade battery. Introduced in 2020, this lithium iron phosphate design set a new standard for safety and durability. In nail penetration tests, the battery didn't catch fire or explode, something that shocked the industry. But in 2025, the Blade battery is no longer just a safety breakthrough. It's the foundation for BYD's expansion into diverse vehicles, cars, buses, trucks, and even energy storage systems. The balance of safety, cost efficiency, and long lifespan makes it a cornerstone technology, not just for BYD's passenger cars, but for nearly everything they touch in electrification. Supporting all of this is BYD's flexible architecture known as ePlatform 3.0. You can think of it as a universal toolkit that allows them to design and build multiple types of electric vehicles quickly and cost-effectively. Whether it's a small hatchback for budget-conscious buyers, a luxury sedan for European markets, or an SUV for global audiences, the same platform underpins the design. This means faster development, lower costs, and easier scalability. For a company that wants to compete everywhere at once, this unified approach is an invaluable advantage. But BYD's ambitions don't stop with personal vehicles. Their influence in commercial and public transport is just as impressive, though it often gets less attention. If you've ever ridden an electric bus in a major city, whether in London, Los Angeles, or Bogota, there's a good chance it was made by BYD. Today, their electric buses and coaches operate in over 70 countries, making them the world leader in electric public transport. This isn't just about selling buses. It's about helping cities cut emissions and move towards sustainable futures. And then there's their industrial footprint. BYD manufactures electric forklifts and industrial vehicles too. While these machines don't get the same spotlight as sleek electric cars, they play a crucial role in transforming warehouses, logistics, and heavy industries into cleaner and more cost-efficient operations. It's another example of BYD quietly leading in areas where most car companies don't even compete. But perhaps the most surprising area of all is their investment in monorails and urban rail systems. Yes, BYD builds monorails. Their SkyRail and SkyShuttle projects are already running in several Chinese cities, designed to ease urban congestion and provide clean, efficient transportation alternatives. Imagine a company that makes electric cars, buses, forklifts, and also entire city rail systems. That's the scope of BYD's ambition. Their strategy is global. They're not content with dominating China. They've been aggressively building factories overseas, with manufacturing plants in Europe, South America, and Southeast Asia. This expansion allows them to bring production closer to their target markets, cutting shipping costs, avoiding tariffs, and positioning themselves as local competitors rather than just a Chinese exporter. And they don't just sell the same vehicles everywhere. They adapt. In India, BYD tailors affordable EVs for a cost-sensitive market. In Europe, they focus on premium electric sedans and SUVs that can compete with BMW and Mercedes. In Latin America, buses and fleet solutions are prioritized. This flexibility shows their ability to understand and respond to regional demands much faster than traditional automakers. And those traditional automakers, they're feeling the pressure. Giants like Toyota, Volkswagen, and General Motors are seeing their market share chipped away by BYD's aggressive pricing and rapid innovation cycles. By controlling costs through vertical integration, BYD can offer vehicles that are not only competitive but often cheaper, without compromising on quality. This is the classic disruptor's playbook, and BYD is executing it flawlessly. So where does BYD go from here? Their vision for the future stretches far beyond simply selling more cars. The next frontier is software and autonomy. BYD is investing heavily in smart cockpits, advanced infotainment systems, and autonomous driving capabilities. Already, their vehicles feature Level 2 and even approaching Level 3 self-driving technology, with more intelligence being integrated into every new generation of cars. The goal is clear: to make their vehicles function not just as cars, but as intelligent connected devices. Alongside autonomy, BYD is also exploring new energy solutions. They're experimenting with battery swapping networks, where drivers can replace depleted batteries with fully charged ones in just a few minutes. Combined with their partnerships in charging infrastructure, BYD is positioning itself not just as a car manufacturer, but as a central player in the ecosystem of energy supply and management. And beyond transportation, the future might take BYD even further into energy storage for homes and power grids. With their expertise in batteries, it's not difficult to imagine BYD supplying large-scale storage solutions that stabilize renewable energy systems and power entire neighborhoods. In this vision, BYD isn't just competing with Tesla in cars, it's competing with Tesla Energy and other clean tech giants in shaping the future of global energy. So, let's return to the original question. Is BYD just a battery company? In 2025, calling them that would be like calling Apple just a computer maker or calling Amazon just a bookstore. It misses the bigger picture entirely. BYD is a vertically integrated powerhouse. It is a global leader in passenger and public electric vehicles. It is a semiconductor innovator, a platform developer, a clean energy supplier, and even an urban rail designer. They are not just participating in the electric revolution. They are driving it, scaling it, and reshaping what mobility and energy look like for the future. The next time someone dismisses BYD as only a battery company, you'll know the truth. This is a company not just building cars, but actively shaping the future of transportation, infrastructure, and energy on a global scale.